Hello, God bless you and welcome again to my channel. This is a quick video, especially for single people. I want to talk to single people today, just a quick video. If you have been keeping yourself, if you've been preserving your body for your spouse, and you made a vow, you determined in your heart, that you're not gonna have sex outside of marriage or before you get married. I want to celebrate you today, and I want you to know that you are not alone. You see, there's a blessing that comes with waiting on the Lord. There's a blessing that comes with consecration. There's a blessing that comes with sexual purity. There's a blessing that comes with preserving yourself for your spouse. And I want to share one or two things with you. You see, if you have remained faithful to God, irrespective of your denomination, your church, when you got born again, but you've remained faithful to God and you told God, I'm not going to have sex outside of marriage. I'm not going to allow any man or any woman to defile me. I want you to know that you're not alone. There are thousands and thousands of young people around the world who took that decision with you. There are thousands of people. In fact, I remember a young girl I led to Christ. She wrote her vow down. She wrote it down and she sent me a copy. One of my converts, I led her to Christ some years ago. She had to write her vow down and she told God, I'm going to keep myself for marriage. And I've seen the blessing of God upon that lady. I've seen that lady being blessed by God because of that vow. There's a blessing that comes with keeping yourself. There's a blessing that comes with preserving yourself. There's a blessing that comes with consecration, sexual purity. And I want to share one or two things with you. You see, when you keep yourself and when you preserve yourself, discipline yourself, that you're not going to defile yourself before you get married. You're not going to have sex before you get married. You see, this video is not to condemn anyone. I don't send out videos to condemn anyone. If you have made this mistake, you are not condemned. God loves you and you can renew your covenant. Don't keep going back to it because you are destroying your destiny. I tell people your sexual life is connected to your destiny. Your sexual life is connected to your destiny. And there's a reason that the enemy targets that, because he knows it's connected to your destiny. It's connected to your future. It dilutes your glory. When you live in sexual sin, you are diluting your greatness. You are diluting your glory. You are bringing down the grace on your life. I just want to make this video to encourage those who have been waiting on God. You're a single person and you've been waiting on God and you made a vow and you told yourself, I'm going to wait. No matter how long, I'm going to wait. No matter what it costs, I'm not going to take the short route. I'm not going to compromise. I'm not going to bring down my standard to please anyone, to please my friends because they are mocking me. No, I'm going to remain faithful to God. I want to do this video to encourage you and I want to celebrate you. Let me tell you something. God cannot be mocked. There is a blessing and a reward that comes with waiting on God. There's a reward that comes to I have read biographies of men and women who waited on God to get married before they have sex. And let me tell you, it's a glorious marriage. I take my time to study their marriages. You see, after I went into some relationships that didn't work out, courted some people, I took my time to read books on marriage. I took my time to study marriage. I studied Christian marriage. I asked questions. I asked a lot of questions, surrounded myself with a lot of mentors, and I began to ask questions. I was asking God questions about marriage. I was asking my mentors questions about marriage. I was asking my pastors questions about marriage. And let me tell you something. There's a difference between those who kept themselves and those who didn't keep themselves. There's always a difference. I'm telling you the truth. When I took my time to observe the marriage of those couples who preserved their body before they got married, there's always a dimension of peace in their marriage. There's always a dimension of rest in their marriage. There's always a dimension of the grace of God on their marriage. I'm just saying what I observe with the marriage of those who kept their body. You see, the Bible said the bed undefiled. There's something about keeping yourself before you get married. I don't do this video to condemn anyone, but I'm encouraging you. If you're a single person, you can wait. You can wait. Yes, you can. You can discipline yourself. It's discipline. You can wait. And let me tell you something. When you start waiting on the Lord, when you make that determination, that decision to wait, until you get married so you can have sex with your spouse and to remain faithful with your spouse in the marriage, let me tell you what will happen. When you make that determination, when you take that vow, when you make that oath, for some people, they enter into covenant. Some of my friends, they had to enter into a covenant with God. They make a vow, they wrote it down, and they signed it. They had to sign it. That's what I make my friends do. When any young person comes to me and tell me, oh, what do you think? I want to keep my body, for my husband or for my wife. I make them write a covenant with God and I make them sign it. Because when you write it down, there's power that comes with writing your decision or your vow. There's a power that is released. The Bible says, write a vision. There's a grace that is released anytime you write it down. So when you remain faithful to God, let me tell you something. God will make a personal decision. A time will come in your life as a single person who has been keeping himself or herself for marriage, waiting on the Lord to have sex before, have sex in marriage, irrespective of the pressure, the peer pressure, sexual pressure that is coming, emotional pressure, and you are keeping yourself. Let me tell you, God himself will now make a decision. He may not tell you he made the decision, but he will make a decision that you will not marry carelessly. He will make sure you don't take the wrong person to the altar. He will make sure that you don't end up with the wrong person. Even, let me tell you something. I've seen people who make this decision, enter into relationships, they courted, they planned to get married, and suddenly God will scatter everything. God will interrupt everything and mess everything up. God will frustrate every plan you have if he loves you. If that plan you have is not in his will, if the person you are trying to date or the person you are trying to marry is not in God's will for you, God will frustrate it, because you've been keeping yourself, you've been preserving yourself, you're a child of God, you've professed Christ, you are faithful to God, you are committed to serve. What makes you think that God will sit down and watch you marry the wrong person? He's not going to do that. He will not allow you to take the wrong person to the altar. He won't let you do that. So another thing God will do is that he will now direct your steps. He will make sure that you marry somebody who is also faithful when it comes to sexual life. Let me tell you, don't think that when you keep yourself, you waited on God, that God will now find somebody who has not been keeping herself or keeping himself. Now, I'm not saying that the person, I'm not talking about virginity, please. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm just saying, if you have kept yourself, if you have waited on the Lord, don't think that God will take a careless person who is willing to sleep around, to mess up their body and give to you. God is not going to do that. God will direct you to somebody who has kept himself or who has kept herself. Maybe the person was maybe an unbeliever or lived in sin before, but at the moment you meet the person and you want to settle down with the person, at that time the person already has the consecration and the determination and discipline to keep their body. So I just want to do this video to encourage single people. If you are listening to me and you have been waiting on the Lord and you made a determination not to have sex before you get married, congratulations. I just want to celebrate you. You are not alone. There are thousands and thousands of people like you around the world. In fact, let me shock you. Let me shock you. There are unbelievers who also make this decision. There are unbelievers, people who don't even believe in God. They don't even go to church, but they took that decision. I'm telling you, there are unbelievers I know that made that decision, that they don't want to sleep with anybody until they get married. It's a decision they made on their own. It's a personal decision. But for a Christian, we connect it to our faithfulness to God, to our love for God, and our commitment to God. So I want to encourage you with this video. If you've been waiting on the Lord, keep waiting until God brings the right person. Do not defile yourself. Don't let the devil don't allow the devil to dilute your destiny with sexual sin. Time will come that you will see the reward. I'm telling you, the marriage of a person who waited is different. The marriage of a person who waited on God is different. And when you enter into that marriage, you will feel something different. There's something different. You will feel it. It's not the same. I'm telling you the truth. It's not. I have asked questions. I've sat down with couples who waited on God, who kept it pure, bed undefiled, and I've asked my questions. I'm telling you, it's different. There's a peace that comes with it. There's a blessing that comes with it. It's not like every other marriage. It's different. I can tell you it's different. So I want to encourage you. If you're a parent and you are listening to me, you have young children who are teenagers or who are singles who are not married yet, encourage them. Don't allow your child to go and make mistake before they learn. I've heard some people say, oh, allow your children to explore, let them date around and make mistakes. Why would you let your child make mistake before they learn? Why would they make mistakes? Do they have to make mistakes? Only a fool makes mistakes before he or she learns. You don't want to learn by mistake. You want to learn by instruction. You understand? So learn by instruction, but don't learn by mistakes. Don't wait to have a heartbreak before you learn. That's not wise, okay? So now you have seen this video. Encourage your children who are teenagers. Encourage your children. Let them know that it's still okay for them to keep their body. It's still okay for them to wait until they get married to have sex with their spouse. Let them know there's a blessing that comes with it. There's a blessing that comes with it. It's discipline. Let me tell you, let me conclude by doing this because my time. If you can discipline yourself to wait to have sex with your spouse, there is nothing you cannot do. I know this is a shock to some of you. If you can discipline your body, that you're not going to be kissing people around. Some of you say that kissing is not a sin. I don't want to go into that. If you are kissing someone you are not married to, tongue to tongue, lips to lips, you are arousing the person to commit sin. That's seduction. Okay, so don't tell me that it's not sin. So I don't even want to go into that. But what I normally tell people is, if you will not do it before your parents, don't do it at all. I know you can. So let's not go into that, okay? Whatever you know you will not do before God, don't do it behind God. Okay? I want to encourage you. If you can wait, if you can discipline yourself, if you can hold your body, not to sleep with anyone that you're not married to. There is nothing you cannot do. Nothing. There is nothing you put your mind to that you cannot accomplish. There's a grace that comes with it. There's a certain level of grace that comes with it. And you become, God will now trust you. Now, He will trust you to give you someone like you. Because God will not take a careless Christian and give to you. You've disciplined yourself. So God will look for someone who disciplined himself or herself and connect you with the person. Okay? You're not going to marry carelessly. I'm not saying that. I'm not preaching perfection. That's not what I'm preaching. I'm just saying that God will make sure that you meet somebody who has disciplined himself just like you, who has been waiting just like you. Because it's not fair for you to wait and somebody has been messing around and God will tell you, oh, that person who is messing around is your wife or your husband. God won't do that. God will not pair you with someone who is messing around if you have waited on God, okay? So this is a confirmation for some of you. If you are with anybody, you are in a relationship with anyone, and the person is leading you to sin and telling you, don't worry, we are getting married. Don't worry. I already paid your bride price. We are getting married. No. If the person is sleeping with you before taking you to the altar, that person is not meant for you. That's a counterfeit. That's devil's agent sent to destroy your life. Believe it or not, I'm telling you from the Bible, okay? I want to encourage you with this word. It pays to wait on the Lord. It pays. Single people, it pays to wait. I don't care how old you are, wait. There's a blessing that comes with it. Wait. The marriage of people who waited is always different. I can tell you, I've read books, I've studied these people, I've asked them questions. It's always, when you enter a family of couples who waited on God, who waited, when you enter into their atmosphere, it feels different. There's something you feel. It feels different. And most of the time, that's the kind of marriage that will last. That's the kind of marriage you see that's built on the rock. I want to encourage you with this word. Wait on the Lord. It pays to wait. God bless you.